Mia X-Ho. What's up, mommy?
Hello.
To miss me alive, came to laugh and learn how she live her best life. Became the change in the world she wanna see. Practicing Buddha, she don't even see her enemy. Her X-O zodiac sign is Gemini. She highly volatile and calm at the same time. The world for what it really is, through the eyes of the twins. Mia X-O zodiac sign is Gemini. She highly volatile and calm at the same time. Highly volatile and calm at the same time. She highly volatile and calm at the same time. Highly volatile and calm at the same time. Highly volatile and calm at the same time. Highly volatile and calm at the same time.
Hey guys, have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Well, when I made this decision to start my podcast, I did a lot of research and I wanted to figure out the best, most efficient way to do that, especially because I obviously wanted to monetize it and wanted to get as much information as I could to do so, as well as the easiest way possible. The answer to every one of my questions I found very easily with Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing, and monetizing your podcast. And the best thing about it is it's absolutely free and super, super, super easy to use. Now, you know, if I have to do too many clicks, I'm not going to do it. I can log into my account. I have the app on my phone. I can even invite others to record a podcast with me using the app right from my phone. It sends them an invitation to their app on their phone. It's so easy. I can't even stress how easy it is. So if you're interested in more information and wanting to start your own podcast, go to anchor.fm/start. That's ANCHOR.FM/START and get started today. Happy podcasting.
Hello there, everyone. It's your girl, Mia. First, I wanted to say that I hope everybody is using their quarantine time wisely. I'm in Arizona. We just finished week 1 of the quarantine. Hopefully, after this next upcoming week, a couple of weeks, things will start to get back to normal. I don't want to say hopefully. I genuinely believe that they will. And eventually, you'll all be going back to work like normal. And I'm not really sure what's going to happen to the school situation out here. I know that there were officials saying that they were going to just cancel the rest of this year, which I really hope they don't, because my son is scheduled to graduate and it means the world to him to be able to walk down that aisle and, you know, be able to walk and pick up his diploma. And I just really hope that, you know, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I really hope that he gets to do it. I hope you guys can hear me okay, because I'm trying to position my microphone so it's you know, in a good space where you can actually hear me on my robe, because, you know, being quarantined, we're not going anywhere that we don't have to absolutely go to, and do things that we don't absolutely have to do. So me myself, I've been working with one client and it's out of his home. So I get up, I go to his house, I order Uber Eats. He set a table up for me outside his home office, and they leave it on the table, and then I walk out there and pick it up, and then they go on about their business. And I think it's really important that I stress how, you know, the reason that I use Uber Eats and Postmates during this time is because, first of all, a lot of local restaurants and businesses are, listed on Uber Eats and Postmates and Grubhub, I'm sure as well. I just don't use that service. But, this is my way of helping those small businesses hopefully stay in business during these next couple of weeks. I know this first week was really scary. We're doing something or having to do something that we've never had to do. This is completely unprecedented, and nobody really knows how to respond or how to react right now. Especially, which leads me to today's topic, working from home. Now, I guess we're just going to jump right into it, right? Of course, make sure you visit my website, miahillary.com. I am still booking events. They're just for later on in the summer, and then after that, the fall, holidays, and things like that. And I just want to say that I appreciate those clients that called me back to reschedule and are continuously calling me back to reschedule. I really, really appreciate that. But what I wanted to really talk to you about today is working from home. And the reason that I wanted to do that is because many of you are doing that for the first time and not doing it very well from what I can tell. Now, I will admit that this was new for me as well when I first started working from home this week, or not even working from home, because I'm fortunate enough to have that one client where I can actually get out of the house, still not be around anybody, but still get out of the house. Because let's be real, I got gas. I drive a little bitty car and got gas on Monday, and I'm still using that same Monday's gas because I ain't been able to go nowhere else. But, I'm used to having so much work with events on top of events, on top of events, and so many projects and just so much work to do, right? That when I'm at home, it's not like I'm really at home. It's like I'm still at work because the work is just, especially during high season, it's just never ending. But this week was a challenge for me, I will say, because I didn't have the heavy workload that I'm used to and prefer. So I was at home trying to find things to do with myself because it had been almost 20 years since I've only had one job or one client. Now I kind of got my bearings, and I'm going to use my time wisely the way that I've always used my time. And I wanted to discuss some working from home tips with you guys to help you guys get through this tough time, because I know, especially those of you that have kids at home with you too, I know that it's rough. But these are just some things that helped me, especially when I was first starting out, and really helped me get on track and, stay on track. Because working from home is not as easy as you think. And I'm sure a lot of you are finding out, just how difficult it really is when you've been doing it this week or going to start doing it next week. So, these are just some things that help me, especially during down season. I'm on Instagram and I'm on social media, and I'm seeing how all of these people aren't showering and aren't, keeping a routine and aren't following these guidelines because they quote unquote have nowhere to be for the next few weeks. And that's fine. But I cannot tell you how difficult it will be to get yourself back into a routine, because after, 3, 4, however many weeks of being inside and doing something totally new, you've now picked up a whole new habit that you're going to have to try and break. So, quickly, wake up at the same time every day. I cannot stress how important this is. As we speak, it is 6:45 a.m. on Saturday, March 21st. And the reason that I wanted to specify a date and time is because even though the only thing I'm going to really try to do today is find some groceries, grocery store hop, I'm still up at my normal time and still, trying to keep my same sleep patterns. Because one thing that will happen is, and I'll admit it started happening to me, and has happened to me before, is, we think, okay, well, we don't have anywhere to go. We can stay up extra late. This is not a permanent situation, guys. And you have to keep in mind that you still have to work. If you have the ability to work from home, that is a privilege that not all people have. So you still need to wake up, at the same time every morning, just like you would as if you were having to get up and go to work, and keep your body in that same routine. Have a dedicated workspace that's not your bed. Now, especially over the next few weeks, we're going to be tempted to work from bed, right? And I get that. But trust me when I tell you that messes with your mentals. Then you start to get comfortable. Then you're not getting up on time because you're in the bed. It causes a ripple effect, and you are totally less focused if you're working from bed. I mean, I know it's, comfortable and easy sometimes or whatever. And I'm not saying that you're not going to do it sometimes at some point. All I'm saying is don't make it a habit. Have a dedicated workspace. P.S. Having a dedicated workspace is one of the qualifiers as a tax write-off when you work from home. Just saying. Now, I'm not giving tax advice, so make sure you do your research and talk to your accountant or whoever does your taxes. Make sure that I'm correct in your particular situation. Next, get dressed for the day, even if you're putting on a brand new pair of sweats. Because I know that, not all of us have to wear, business attire when we go to work. And some of us do. And no, I'm not saying that you should put on a full-blown suit at home necessarily either. But I suggest treating it like it's casual Fridays, right? So you get up and you put your sweats on, and it's more about maintaining the routine and less about what you're wearing. Even if you just put on your night pajamas versus your day pajamas, or your day pajamas versus your night pajamas, or whatever. Just get up and get dressed and do that every day, because that's what you would be doing if everything were normal and you had to go into the office to work, right? Eat your meals somewhere other than your desk. Now, I know what you're thinking. I eat from my desk. So, sorry about that. I'm going to take a pause for a drink real quick. So, yes, I can't really stress how important it is to eat your meals somewhere other than your desk, because this helps you to differentiate and still be able to separate your personal time between your work time. And yes, that is still important, because what will happen when you're working from home, now most of you are going to go back to your offices and to your regularly scheduled program. But for those of you that, are trying to do this on a more permanent basis, this will really affect you, because what will happen is your personal life and your professional life will start to blend into one. And at first you'll think that that's okay because you're just super passionate about your business or your job or what have you. But eventually you'll start to realize that that's really kind of not okay, because you don't know how to separate the two. When I first started my business, that was my life. Everything that I did was around my business. Everything. And I didn't have a social life. I lost a lot of friends. I would like to say, though, I think that I was going to lose them anyways. But I lost friends. I missed out. Yeah, I had FOMO. The FOMO was real, so real, you guys. And it was because it became very difficult for me to differentiate between work in personal life. So when you're eating your meals, whether you're eating whatever meal it's eating, find another place to eat it, you know. Take an actual break and eat your food. Limit your blue light, and especially if you're working at night. And this is just your screen time, whether it's your computer, your tablet, you know, whatever. You want to limit it, because what'll happen is when you're working from home, you don't have those normal distractions to take you away from your computer, to take your mind someplace else. You don't have the work gossip and the water cooler conversations, if you will. And before you know it, 4 hours have gone by and you've been staring at your computer that entire time. 4 hours turns into 6. 6 turns into 8. You see where I'm going with this. So what I like to do to make sure and limit my blue light time is when I'm eating my meals. See how they can tie in together? I take actual breaks, because one of the most important things when you're working from home is pacing yourself. You know, just because you work from home does not mean that you have to have all of the work done in that day, in one day. So utilize your breaks to limit your screen time. You know, take an actual break. And another way that you can limit your blue light exposure is to, you know, maybe work outside. Maybe you have a specific amount of time to work at your desk, computer focused, and then you move, you know, pick up your papers, stuff that you don't have to do on the computer, if this applies to you, of course, and move to another location. That way you're not even tempted to look at the computer. Just saying. I cannot stress how important it is for you to support your teammates and over communicate. Now with me, my business is primarily solo. I don't have quote unquote teammates until, you know, unless I'm talking to an event team. But I definitely over communicate with my clients, with my assistant, with, you know, whoever my staff is going to be for that particular event. I over communicate. I like to keep everybody informed. And this will be very helpful for you, because in a couple of weeks, you're going to go back to work like everything is normal, like this didn't even happen. And it's going to be like you're kind of stuck in the mud, because you're like, do I keep moving forward? Did we get enough done at home? And if you don't over communicate with your people, then you've basically wasted this work from home time. So over communicate, text, email. I like to do everything in an email. Even if we had a phone conversation, or even if we were texting, I will screenshot those text messages, attach them to an email, and send it out to whomever. Hey, it was great speaking to you. Just to reiterate, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're not going to do. We're going to get it done by this time. Because an email is forever. As long as you have access to that email account, you have access to that email message. And I'm all about covering my ass. Plus, like I said, it gives you a way to over communicate. If you get a new phone, like for instance, last week, I got a new phone. And for a week's time, I had to carry my old phone around with me, because I had text messages that hadn't completely came through. And I only set my backup for my text messages for 90 days, because I try not to communicate important things through text message, or if they start in text message, they end in email. But I was still carrying it around just in case I needed the pictures or what have you, because not everything's saved to the cloud. Just saying. So, it can never hurt to over communicate and support one another during this difficult time. And last but not least, the most important one, the one I should have said first, but because I know how the human brain works to some degree, that the last one that I say is the one you guys are going to remember. And it's be grateful that you have the opportunity to work from home. So many people don't, because their jobs won't allow for it, or they don't have, their bosses don't have the inventory to loan you a computer, or you don't have a computer, or you don't have internet, or you don't have the security that the internet needs to have because of the sensitive material. There are so many different, possibilities as to why people can't work from home. So during this tough time, if you are able to work from home, be grateful for that. Be grateful that you work for a company that can continue to pay you when there are so many others that can't. Be grateful that you have the opportunity to work from home. So, I'd love to hear your feedback. During this time, most of us were, sitting at home, not doing a whole lot or trying to find something to do, catching up on our, binge shows and things like that. Well, for those of you that binge podcasts, take a listen at all of my episodes previous to this one. Let's start a conversation, whether that's online on social media, through email, through text. I'm out here. You can find all of my contact information at miahillery.com. That's MIAHILLERY.com. You can click Let's Connect and get my Twitter, my LinkedIn, my Facebook, my email, my phone number. You can even join my mailing list. So make sure that you take the time to go to my website. Let's get connected, especially now. If we're not connected on social media, something is wrong. I mean, we're all kind of stuck in the house for most intents and purposes. So let's make sure that we're connected on social media. Let's make sure that we're staying connected. I know with my group of friends, we are, texting more, talking more, FaceTiming more, or, excuse me, I had to sneeze, or video chatting more because I don't have an iPhone. But let's make sure that we're connected and we stay connected even after this difficult time, because we all need one another. Trust me, guys, we're going to get through this. It's not going to be as difficult as you think it is once it's all said and done. We just have to focus, take this time to, get all your laundry done, plant that garden, take your kids on a bike ride, scooter ride, because we can still go outside. We just can't go to public parks and to public places. So take this time to get in that family quality time that you've been trying to get in, but you just couldn't because your schedule was too busy. We're going to get through this. If you have any questions or concerns about today's episode, don't hesitate to reach out to me. 480-779-0667. You can call, you can text me, you can video chat me on that number. We can get through this together. If you need help staying focused when you're working from home because you're working by yourself, send me a quick text. I would love to be able to send you some motivational tips. If you need to talk to somebody because you're going stir crazy, give me a call. I'd love to chat with you. Bottom line, we are going to get through this. Stay calm. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Don't overbuy, and we'll talk soon.